Liverpool drama has exploded. A shocking Newcastle nightmare scenario is unfolding. Alexis Mac Allister is under heavy attack, and pressure on Arne Slot is rising fast. Stay tuned as we break down every twist, reaction, and transfer ripple effect. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for daily Liverpool updates. Liverpool legend slams Arne Slot after what he saw against Nottingham Forest. Liverpool claimed 3 points against Nottingham Forest on Sunday, despite producing a poor performance. As Alexis Mac Allister netted a winner deep into injury time, Liverpool legend Steve Nicol was critical of Arne Slot, despite the team claiming a dramatic late victory over Nottingham Forest on Sunday. The Reds were well below their best level, as they have been for much of this season, but claimed 3 points at the City ground courtesy of Alexis Mac Allister's injury-time winning goal. Liverpool's performance in the first half was particularly flat, and Nicol said that Slot was to blame for allowing his players to come out in the manner that they did. There's no question Arne Slot is a huge part of the problem in this first half, the pundit said on ESPN FC. For him to send his team out in the mental state they were in, I was trying to figure it out watching it. Did they feel sorry for themselves? Are they that low on confidence? Yes, the players have to prepare for the kickoff and be ready, but the manager and his coaching staff have to smell in the dressing room that something's not quite right. You're not telling me that they were all in the dressing room and there's a lot of energy and everybody's discussing where they should be, what they should be doing, and then they walk out and do that. That's generally a quiet dressing room that starts a game like that, and that's down to the manager to smell it, see it, and do something about it, because clearly they weren't ready for the game. Liverpool looked to be heading toward a goalless draw against Forest when a dramatic injury time period threw up a disallowed goal and a goal that stood, both from Liverpool midfielder McAllister. McAllister thought he had won the game at the beginning of stoppage time when a clearance by a Forest player hit him and rebounded into the back of the net. However, after a VAR check, it was adjudged that the ball had hit McAllister's arm, and so the goal was chalked off. McAllister went on to score a legitimate winning goal for the Reds just minutes later as he pounced on a rebound to smash the ball home, sending the away end at the City ground into pandemonium. The win moved Liverpool level on points with Chelsea and Manchester United in the battle for Champions League qualification, although United has a game in hand which will be played against Everton on Monday. In another news, ex-Chelsea star launches Alexis Mac Allister attack as Liverpool closes gap. Life is not fair. Alexis Mac Allister scored a dramatic late winner as Liverpool beat Nottingham Forest, leaving one former Chelsea player dumbfounded as the Reds closed the gap on the Blues. Former Chelsea star Frank Leboeuf launched an extraordinary rant after seeing Alexis Mac Allister secure a dramatic win for Liverpool over Nottingham Forest. The Reds snatched what could prove to be a vital 3 points come the end of the season after Mac Allister struck in the 97th minute. Having already seen another effort ruled out by VAR just minutes earlier, the victory will come as a relief to Arne Slot, who finally won a game against Forest at the fourth time of asking, after his side looked destined to not take advantage of a slip-up from one of its rivals just 24 hours earlier. With Chelsea having thrown away a 1-0 lead at home to relegation-bound Burnley to draw 1-1, Liverpool's win sees it draw level with both the Blues and Manchester United in the race for Champions League qualification. The latter plays later on Monday against Everton. A top 5 finish looks as though it will be enough for a place at Europe's top table next season. And with games against their two main rivals still to come, the Reds' fate is in their own hands, despite still trailing on goal difference. And Liverpool's latest smash and grab left one former Blue dumbfounded, with Leboeuf unable to believe what he just saw as he summarised the game for ESPN. "Unbearable for me," Leboeuf said. "They should be prepared for that when you play against a team fighting relegation and you're fighting for the Champions League. If you're not good, you should be dominating. One good thing, we have been so critical to Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahima Konate, but they were so good, especially in the first half. Sometimes life is not fair, and when you see how horrendous some players have been. Leboeuf then took aim at McAllister, who despite scoring the winner, came in for some brutal criticism. I highly rank the player I'm going to mention, McAllister, Leboeuf started. I think he is a world-class player and a World Cup champion. Since he has been at Liverpool, he has been a very influential player, but Sunday was the worst game I've ever seen McAllister play. But he scored the goal, and that, for me, is why football is not fair. Liverpool should never have got the 3 points. A draw, let's say it would have been fair, but really, that was so poor. But Chelsea plays the same way, except Manchester City and Arsenal. In another news, Liverpool laughing as nightmare Newcastle scenario with Isak, Ekitike, Woltemade and Núñez gets real. There are growing suggestions Nick Woltemade could leave Newcastle after just one season, and with Darwin Núñez emerging as a genuine option to replace the German, Liverpool could have the last laugh yet again. Newcastle fans can't stand the sight of Scousers right now, primarily because of what transpired in the summer window. Not only did Liverpool poach their best player in Alexander Isak, but they also snapped up the striker Newcastle pushed hard to sign as his replacement, Hugo Ekitike. And after Manchester United beat the Magpies to Benjamin Sesko, Newcastle wound up paying £65 million or $75 million the hour or $88 million prior to add-ons for Woltemade. The rangy German started well in the northeast, but has since faded, going 10 Premier League games without scoring or assisting. Multiple sources have insisted Newcastle do not want to sell Woltemade in the upcoming summer, and they're in no mood to give up on the 24-year-old despite his downturn in form. However, we've been informed Woltemade is already souring on life in England and secretly desires a hasty return to Germany. And according to the latest from Football Insider's Pete O'Rourke, Newcastle will begrudgingly sell Woltemade after just 12 months at the club if he pushes to leave. In the event Woltemade does take flight, his replacement could come in the form of ex-Liverpool frontman Darwin Núñez. The volatile Uruguayan has no future at Al Hilal after the Saudi Arabian side secured the shock signing of Karim Benzema last month. Núñez has since been omitted from Al Hilal's squad for the Saudi Pro League, and a return to European football is on the cards for the summer. Crucially, he's prepared to accept a substantial pay cut on his £400,000 a week wages. Our insider Graham Bailey broke news of intermediaries holding talks with Newcastle and Tottenham. If Woltemade leaves, it's the Magpies who will have the greatest need for a new No. 9. During his time at Anfield, Núñez became synonymous with miss-of-the-season contenders. There are no doubting his physical attributes, but his inability to stay on side, his lack of technical ability and wasteful finishing, made Núñez one of the most frustrating players Liverpool have fielded in recent memory. If Núñez were to join Newcastle, we could see a scenario where in the course of 2 summers, Liverpool have signed Newcastle's best player as well as their preferred replacement for Isak. And Newcastle's eventual successor to Isak has been offloaded and replaced by a former Reds flop. Latest Liverpool and Newcastle news: Slot sack, centre-back signing, Gordon. In other news, Arne Slot has been told the situation is quite clear over how he can avoid the sack at Anfield this summer, though Sunday's last gasp win at Nottingham Forest has seen his chances of achieving his goal significantly inflated, according to Opta. Elsewhere, Barcelona have stepped aside and cleared the way for Real Madrid, who are now very close to sealing a centre-back signing that has bittersweet ramifications on Liverpool. Up at St James's Park, interest is mounting in Anthony Gordon, and Team Talk can reveal Newcastle's stance on a big-money summer sale, amid genuine interest from Liverpool, Manchester United and other Premier League giants.